Welcome to your Introduction to Managerial Accounting course. This should be the second accounting course in the series of accounting courses you need to take. So you come to me with preconceived notions about what you think about accounting. I know this because when I meet people and I tell them what I do, they like to say things like debits on the left, credits on the right. Revenues minus expenses equal profit. These are true. I hope we go beyond these basics. You deal with money, you make calculations, you like numbers. Unfortunately, I also get told, oh, well, that's boring and that's hard. But what I would like to say to you is that management accounting is very different than financial accounting, so keep an open mind. It has been proven that some people like this course even though they weren't a huge fan of their first accounting class. Right, I earned both of my degrees from Texas A&M University, and I have experience with an engineering consulting firm, a research and development company, and then a manufacturer and retailer. My family keeps me in check and reminds me that accounting is not life. My oldest daughter and her husband are both class of 2010, and we're hoping for class of 2038, 2040, and 2042. My middle daughter and her husband are both class of 2012, and we're hoping their sons will be class of 2040 and 2044. My youngest is down there in the corner, and he's the class of 2018, and we are welcoming a Washington University graduate into the family. So we are expanding our exposure to other cultures besides the Aggie culture. This is my husband, who together we funded all of those educations. Now let's take a look at the course. I want to take time to highlight a few things about the class, but it is critical that you read through the syllabus and you utilize Canvas to keep you on track. If you click on Course Resources from the home page in Canvas, it'll take you to this page, and you'll see that you've got a syllabus, lecture notes, information about the textbook. You'll have solutions to the practice homework if you want to just write them on paper and then check them. You'll have some sample exams, and then there's some overview videos that you can access, and that's in the homework system that we're going to use called Connect. If you click on Help and Support, you'll be able to find out information about the Accounting 230 Help Desk, my office hours, and options for getting technical support if you have trouble with your computer, with Canvas, or the Connect system. You'll find the most up-to-date hours and a Zoom link for both the Accounting 230 Help Desk and my office hours. So check Help and Support in Canvas if you need help. Now you can see that the course is set up in 16 modules. You'll complete 3 modules and then an exam. Another 3 modules and then an exam. Another 3 modules and then an exam. And then finally 3 more modules and your last exam. You'll also have an integrated concept review assignment in the Connect system, and it is due toward the end of the semester, so we'll have more information soon. Now most modules will have 3 sections: a Learn section, a Practice section, and a Review section. You're going to start with the introduction and prologue, but Chapter 1 is a more typical representation of the setup of the course, so I'm going to take a look at that module with you. The first section, where you learn, you will see the topics are listed, and there'll be a link to presentations that I've created based on the lecture notes. So you will want to have your lecture notes out, and you will record from the recordings. You will record in your lecture notes or fill those out. And then you'll have some related graded homework questions. So all of these questions will be loaded in a graded assignment. This just tells you which ones to work if you want to reinforce a specific concept. Once you have completed this, then you can go and get more practice. In the practice section of each module, you will find a graded assignment. Now that graded assignment you will have already completed if in the learn part of the module if you followed that table. But you do want to make sure they're all completed by the due date. Couple things to note about the graded homework. More detail is provided in the syllabus, but to give you the big idea, you will have 11 graded homework assignments. The lowest score will be dropped. So if you forget to do one or run out of time, you are given a little grace there. You do get unlimited attempts until the due date, and there will be a check my work feature available in these Connect assignments. So the bottom line is, if you want to get all of these points, you can. The secret is to not wait till the last minute to complete assignments. That's why you get unlimited attempts, is if you really want those points, you should be able to earn them. Now you'll also have an ungraded practice assignment. These you will want to work to prepare for the exams. What you'll find is that they include all of the questions from the graded assignment as well as some additional problems. So they are more comprehensive. They will be available all semester. And then you'll have a concept overview video assignment in Connect for each chapter. These are created by the authors. They are completely optional. They show a little 2 to 4 minute video clip and then ask you a few questions. So some students like to use these. They listen to the video, they do the questions. Some students just complete the questions and ignore the videos. And some students have told me they just don't find them all that helpful. So they are optional. All assignments in this class will be given through the Connect system. You'll be given instructions here in Canvas, but the assignments are located in the McGraw-Hill Connect system. And then finally, you'll have a review section of each module, and here you'll have a problem in the lecture notes that fine-tunes and builds on the concepts. You can choose to do these as you learn, or simply do these to prepare for exams. There's usually going to be a recording and a solution. What that means is you can work the problem along with the recording, or you can try the problem on your own and check it with the solution. Your grade will be based on 500 points. You can see the exams are 100 points each. They add up to 80% of your grade. Then the graded assignments, there's chapter assignments and then that integrated concept review. They add up to 100 points or 1 test grade, and so they are 20% of your grade. Hints on how to do well in this course. You want to make sure you complete the lectures and assignments on a timely basis. Use your textbook to supplement. Get help. I have office hours, and the help desk will be here usually Monday through Friday mornings. Complete all practice assignments, not just the graded ones. The practice assignments are more comprehensive and are better used to study for the exam. Work the sample exams. I would not do these until you feel like you fully understand the concepts, you've completed the lecture notes, you've completed the practice assignment. This would be something you might do the day before the test. And just remember, accounting's not a spectator sport. You're not going to be able to just listen to lectures and be able to figure out what you need to work on. So you do need to work problems, and you will likely need to rework some of these problems. And remember, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. That's Vince Lombardi, and that's why I give you unlimited attempts on those graded assignments. You want to get to where you have practice that is perfect, not practicing something that's wrong. All right, so now it's time to get started. You should click on the Introduction and Prologue link in Canvas, follow the instructions. Let me or someone at the Accounting 230 Help Desk know if you have any problems or questions. Let's get started.